Welcome back to From 9 to Mom.
We discuss balancing the 9 to 5 hustle with the beautiful chaos that we call motherhood.
And we've been together 3 days, however many hours.
Yeah.
And we just can't get it together to record.
There's been a lot that's gone on. And I'm not going to lie, right now, we're recording in person together for the first time in this studio ever.
Yep.
And we're not used to seeing ourselves together on camera. And this has been an interesting viewpoint for us. I think
we don't know where to look. If we look at the camera, there's a major distractions.
Which we're realizing that now that we've become moms, our chests look a little bit different. And I know that this is not a podcast about boobs, but it isn't not a podcast about boobs.
Yeah, I don't know if I should look at you or the camera.
I think we should just look at each other.
Okay. So if you guys do watch this, I don't know how many of you actually watch it.
Yeah, if you're watching it, if you haven't watched it, if you want to pop on, just try not to look at our boobs, look at our faces.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly women out there, so
we're good company.
Jordan.
Yeah, so we have a whole plan for what we're going to talk about today, but we're both a little distracted. Yes. Also, we both had an experience today where we went to a studio to record some videos.
Yeah, you were the talent today.
I was the talent. Katie was my agent.
Yes, I ran her teleprompter.
And I think I did pretty well.
In and out in like an hour and a half. I think they booked us for like 3 hours.
Yeah, and I think that we might get called back for another spot.
So coming soon, Danielle, on some marketing YouTube videos and some maybe on a streaming device near you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Except someone needs to help me. I don't know what to do with my hands. I did get coached quite a bit on my hands.
So you guys have to think out there like of a video you've seen where it literally is like chest up.
That's what it was.
And maybe that's why we're like so self-conscious of
that's 100%
that today, because we've been like, you've been zoomed in on all morning. So that was good. And then like I couldn't look at you while I was running the teleprompter, which also didn't help.
Yeah.
I know not a lot of you not have these experiences maybe with your mom friends, but
yeah, we've had a very
it's nice to have another mom like doing it that's looking out.
Yeah, and you were fixing my hair, you were telling my bra strap was showing. The guys weren't really gonna but they did a pretty good job. But it's been a fun week. We've done a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
We got to hang out quite a bit, which is nice.
We got to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. But I think the most important thing is that we did officially decide to do a book club.
Katie's gonna read a book.
So someone who hasn't read in 10 years is going to start giving you guys book advice. Like, I'm totally not qualified to do this. Like, honestly, like any of my relatives or very close friends are laughing at the fact that like...
You're going to run a book club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told recently, we kind of leaked it at like a work thing yesterday because I read all the time and everybody from work kind of knows that I read. A couple of us have little conversations about what we're reading, whether it's smut or fiction, got into the topic and everyone's like, are you going to do that book club? We're like, what?
People were excited. We know you guys were excited. We had like a lot of you reply to our little poll. So if you guys aren't on Instagram with us, make sure you're there because we are going to probably pick books through that. Maybe we'll pick a few. We'll do some polls, but we are going to start a Facebook group. So we'll get that linked up when we get this episode out. We're recording 3 hours late. But, I'll get the link out so people can start joining. We do have our first book called The Wedding People. So we'll have that linked out.
It was the voted on book.
I wanted to read like the situation book. What do I know?
Because it's like I haven't read it yet, but I think it's more of like a thriller rom-com. I'm not sure. But we're open to all genres. So as we asked to vote, and I will try to read ahead. We don't know exactly how the Facebook group's going to go yet. We want to really see how you guys want to engage with the book club.
Yeah, and I think it's like, for me, it's always been like, I would never want to join a book club because I don't like the feeling of homework. Like, I don't like that I have to hurry and get it done by a deadline so that I can answer my 5 discussion points.
So maybe we don't do it that way. Let's do a book club that's different. I know a lot of my friends are in book clubs.
I don't want to have to participate. What if I skip a chapter?
That's okay.
What if I skip the book?
You can't. I mean, you can still, if you skip the book and you want to join a book club, go for it. You can learn a lot.
Be a part of it, at least. But, and I think that's going to be it, is we'll probably try to pick some stuff that you all would want to read, but stuff that moms would want to read, easy reads, nothing too crazy. There's not going to be one common theme to all of our books.
We were sitting with a bunch of moms yesterday and lots of different genres came up. So, and we talked a lot about what we're reading, getting suggestions from other people. So I think you should look at this as an investment in yourself.
All right.
Well, it's an investment in your private time. You get to read, have a glass. And nothing's better than.
But that's where and I know people out there feel the same as me. People ask us all the time, how do you guys have time to podcast? Well, we find it, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'll find the time with the books, but I'm also like, I don't want to give up my 45 minutes of TikTok every night.
Fair.
The one other podcast besides ours that I listen to, like, I don't want to give that up. But like,
you can do it.
I guess.
And you can read like Audible, like you can listen.
If enough of you out there join, then I will make sure I read it.
I made you read one book before. Did you ever actually read it?
I read Atomic Habits.
You did read it?
Yes, I did read it.
Well, you always said you read it, but then now looking back.
No, I really did. You were like, how much did you cheat? Did I read Traction? No. Never fully read the entire book.
Guys, we've implemented a system called the Entrepreneurial Operating System, and it's
never read the
based off of book.
I've never read cover
Traction,
to cover.
But you know what? We've been doing it for 2.5 years, and she's just admitted to me that she never read the book. Mind you, I read the book, Katie. I remember highlights, paper clips, like some Post-it notes, like running through it. I've read it like 3 times.
The deal is that you go in and you find the different quotes that like make sense. I did lots of research.
I'm proud of you.
On like somebody wrapped this up for me, and you guys, I picked up on it. I only had like 2 weeks to read it.
That is accurate.
Like Michael's like, here, buy the book, which I had to go buy. And at that point, I'm like, I don't make enough money here to go buy my own book, Michael. Like, what's going on?
He made you buy the book?
Yeah.
I thought we bought the books.
He was like, go buy this book. And I didn't read it. And I didn't know what was happening. We weren't like friends yet at that point. Like we were, but like not. Like this. And I still had no idea if it was going to freaking work, if I was going to stay here. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
2.5 years later, she's never read the book. It's fine. You're going to read this
book.
Now
we're too far in. Like, I couldn't go back and read it now. I'm doing so well.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I mean, you would never know that you didn't read the book. So it just goes to show, like, you can skim through the book.
Exactly. I've cheated my whole way through life. Like,
I did read a lot of clip notes.
Yeah, there's stuff out there, but yeah, I'll give it a shot if people are going to do it, and we can use the Facebook group to chat about it, chat not about it. I don't know. We'll see what it comes.
Every year, I always set like a goal to. I know we're in the new year now. It's officially the new year. Katie and I waited for the new year. We said it was January 6th.
It's Thursday already.
And I haven't done anything. We were going to sit. We had this whole plan to like brainstorm. Now I did like do a vision board. Yeah. And there was a picture of like a tub. That's like where I would usually read. So maybe I was just like in my head.
Okay.
And if you have a vision board, and my friend, Kat, I told you about already, she surprised me for Christmas with like vision boarding books. And she had like this whole spiritual setup. Cool. She had crystals everywhere and candles and fancy champagne. And we just sat and vision boarded for hours on end. And it was actually such like a beautiful, ridiculous do again experience. I highly recommend it to anybody. I was trying to do it on Pinterest or Canva because they have like the option, but something about like cutting them out and putting them on the board and like positioning them in a way that was meaningful to you was really nice. Mm-hmm. So even though I didn't make resolutions yet, reading usually is like, I'm going to read 32 books this year, or I'm going to read 1 a month is usually on it. I didn't have that specifically on there, but I did have like investment in myself to make me a better. I thought like my vision was, if I have a happy, healthy home and I'm a happy, healthy person and I invest in myself, cleaning up my home, right? My marriage will be good. My kids will be happy. My job will be great. We're going to get rich or die trying. But it's kind of like my mantra. Yeah. So like reading is part of that, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think, and that's where it's like interesting to see, like, I remember last year for the OGs out there, we did a resolution episode for 2024. Me and you, like in our phones and our notes, wrote out our resolutions. I didn't do that this year.
Me either.
Last year, Ryan and I did sit down and actually talk about a few like that we were going to do. We did look back and I did almost accomplish like our financial one, but the holidays, we can't control ourselves in our house. So that really, but 10 out of 12 months, pretty good.
I think that's really good.
But yeah, I think this year, I don't know if we're going to sit down and do that yet. We'll have to decide, but the bingo card fad that's going around right now.
I made bingo cards. We gotta do that. We can post it for you guys. I made one on New Year's Eve. I made us bingo cards. Katie's usually like the creative director, but I could do it sometimes. And I had a couple of glasses of champagne, made a bingo board. So if you're like, this is not that good, I'm sorry. It's because I made it.
If it's not good, I'll fix it, guys.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's a disco ball in the center.
All right.
So we got to do the bingo boards. We'll send them to you guys. Yes. You guys do the bingo boards. Because I think that that's a cool, fun thing because it's
a good way to mix up like professional and personal stuff on one thing. And then like
all of it.
Yeah, it is good. I think talking about kids too, like having goals for your kid. I don't know. Like what kind of things are you thinking are on your radar this year?
I'm going to be honest. I saw something online. I might have reposted it. I don't remember. And it's probably sent it to you. But I think I know where I shared it. I shared it at our team meeting there's so many times like that no, I didn't share it at that team meeting. There is so many times at the end of the year that we like sit there and we go through a list of like what we're not going to do anymore or like what we want to accomplish. And I think that I'm a goal setter, so I can't live without goals. Like if I don't have a goal set, like I don't feel as excited. Even though I'm a spontaneous person, I need goals. So I haven't really thought about exactly what those goals are yet. But I do think that this year, like when I look and decide what they are, I want them to be, this sounds so hokey, less about like the end result and more about like the journey. We take so much away from ourselves as moms all the time anyways. Like I'm going to work out more because I need to work out and look good. I'm going to do this more. Like I want to be a healthier person this year for both mentally and physically for myself and for my family and for my job. But like, instead of saying I'm going to lose 25 pounds or I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, like I want to spend more time trying new, I haven't worked out in a long time. So like, what do I still like to do? Hot yoga? Is it walking in the woods? I want to try new things. I want to challenge myself
to do them.
And see what I really like so that I can be a happier, healthier person. But sometimes I think we focus on like, this is what I have to accomplish. And you get stuck doing that, even if it didn't bring you joy or you didn't like it. So I kind of want to give myself a little bit of room. I don't know how that works. Like that.
What thought about any of yours? I don't know. I mean, I feel like every year I try to set a financial that is that number or something like that. And this is going to be, it's a little vulnerable and people probably think, whatever. No one knows my situation, but one of our goals for last year was to get a high yield savings account like funded properly. And we did. It's like that's what we've got done. So that has been good. And now my brain has made it a game.
But you always succeed when it's a game.
It's a game for me. How much can I put in every month? Like it's a little game for me now. And so there will definitely be something more around that. Like I have something in mind. The one I set up like just last month, I have enough in there that I can start making buckets now. Like, and I know a lot of people out there, maybe you're on the savings side and you're like, this girl's dumb, but like I am. So thank you. If on the other side of it, they're like, oh, I can't even think about a savings account. Like, you figure out a way to get started with it and like, chip away. But like now that I have buckets in there, I'm like, all right, I put a goal to like a family vacation.
Yeah. And I think that's fantastic. I mean, one of the goals I had last year was to start a vacation fund.
Yeah.
So something I did was I took $100 from each paycheck. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. Sorry guys, but like we have 2 kids and lives, but like $100 a month and put it aside, or not a month, a paycheck.
Yeah.
So we get a paycheck every week. But like mine are Jordans.
Oh,
so
gosh, that's nice.
Now here's the thing. Did I use it for other things sometimes?
Well, you get in binds, right?
I got in binds, but then I had that account to do it, but I also was able to use it for like when we did go to Naples and things of that nature. So that was something I did that I was really grateful that I did a little bit differently. I didn't do it perfectly, but I did it. But I agree with you. I think that like setting smaller financial goals,
right? Like it's something.
Last year I was like, I'm going to be debt free. Did I put it on my board this year? I put it on my board this year. Like the reality is we have 2 car payments. I
got to still reach for it. Well, I think something that I've learned from TikTok, because where else am I learning anything from, is like, you don't have to be 100% debt free because you're going to always have a mortgage.
We're not rich. Well, that's what I mean.
So your cars or whatever, like you're probably going to always, this day and age, like how do you not have a car payment?
Right now is tough. And that's the thing. Like there's some people I know that are so dedicated to it. We're not in that spot right now. No. But like, I want to get closer to that. And then like, I know last year you started meeting with a financial planner. I'm going to meet with her this month. So that's going to be cool. And like something I did, a goal that I set for myself last year as well was to always go through and do my net worth spreadsheet, which is ridiculous if you do it every month, but you don't make changes to like what you're doing based on the information. So this year I want to like keep doing it, but now start like using it as knowledge.
It's so hard though, but like I feel like that's a big thing. And then of course like health is the other like those are the 2 categories. And like me and Ryan made a lot of progress last year. I think
you did. I mean, I'm gonna call out for Katie because she's not gonna do it for herself. You like lost 32 pounds. Ryan looks fantastic. You guys walked as a family, and like that's something I did put on my vision board because I think you guys inspired me a little bit there. Like it's family time, so you're building a strong unit, a routine with your family that's healthy. It's not sitting and watching a show or gaming. Like you're outside. And it helped you all be healthier, not just you guys, but your kids. It set a good example for them.
Yeah, and I think it was part of the routine. It was great. So we want to continue that. It sucks now in the middle of winter that we're not doing it, but like yeah, those two things I think were our successes last year that we're going to continue into this year. So like, I don't know that those are our main goal. Maybe it is going to be to read. I mean, a lot of mine, I think this year are business related.
Yeah.
More so like, I think last year was like can get into, what did we were like, it was like our hot mom era or something, like we were going to do.
Yeah. Like MILF. Like
MILF.
You're the MILF. You're the MILF.
Yeah. So we're like trying to get ourselves back a little bit. And I feel like.
You definitely did.
We both did.
Well, for me, it was really the last 2 months. I would say it was the last 2 months because I think like I had like other things that I needed to figure out. Yeah. But now that I'm there, it feels a lot more like.
You feel like yourself a little bit again? Yeah, like you're getting there.
We took pictures in August or September. What month was it?
Had to have been.
We took branding photos. So this is like, you remember how long I was not confident at all. Yeah. I felt so insecure. Like I had taken out my extensions. I had added a little bit of weight. Like I wasn't doing anything for myself. Yeah. And I remember Katie coming and she like was looking hot and like all excited for like her new clothes and her new photos. I was a Debbie Downer for something that should have been so exciting. Yeah. So I think that like, I'm just grateful that like I don't feel that way anymore. Right. No, I don't feel that way anymore. I want to like do stuff and like really focus on finding the joy in it, even like it was not perfect. I still want to be able to enjoy it and not ruin it for like the anxiety that I ruined it for you. Right. Then my water turned off. It was great.
I know.
So that was the best.
Yeah. And I think like that's where, and I've been struggling a little bit because all my friends are pregnant and like they're back in that mindset of pregnancy and like you do like, not that you don't take care of yourself, but it's different. Like you're worried about growing the baby and like that, like
you're not worried about your personal.
And so like I'm just like, yes, I've got myself back. I'm ready to go. Like, let's go get drinks. Let's go do
so
this.
And
like
for anybody who is
of course. Yeah. So like that's been like a little bit of a like struggle for me, I think, of like, all right, I'm feeling good, you know, whatever, and like want to do that, which I think is why I'm going to want to focus a lot on business this year, like in my professional life, because they're going to all be going through the newborn phase again. Yes. So I'm going to kind of lose them all a little bit.
Yeah, focus on your own personal like business development. Yeah. Growth. I know we have a lot of like personal business development goals. I feel like that's all we talk. Like, we talk about that a lot right now, which is awesome though, because we weren't in a place to necessarily talk about that. Yeah. Other parts of our lives. So like we're entering a new phase. Like,
what's this the year?
The year of we both don't
boss bitches.
The boss bitches. Like we both are, so like we're not gonna use those words. But like
we both despise like that type of like lingo of like girl boss and like
I secretly like it, but then I feel bad using it. Like I'm like,
well, like we're like not like feminine.
What if we just do like get shit done era?
I like that.
Like it's our get shit done year. Like we're just gonna get shit done.
I love it. Yeah, we need to. And it's like we've been like a whole year of like so many roadblocks or things that happen and setbacks and that, and like you still got to find a way to get things done. And maybe that's the thing. I like it.
The get shit done era. Like we're in that.
We're gonna read. We're gonna have business goals. We're gonna be rich. We're manifesting all this.
Yeah, we're gonna manifest the shit out of this year. And I think that's a good thing. Like, hey, if you put your head in the space, like you don't accept less than that, is there going to be road bumps?
Always.
But if you don't care because you know that road bump is just like
someone's going to be sick in an instant. Like it's always like even tomorrow already you have a snow.
Guys, I've been here for 3 days. It's fucking freezing here. Excuse my language. Bleep it out. It is so cold. And I'm like, I get to go back home. This is my home, but I get to go back to my new home. And school's canceled. Jordan, we had a Western work party we were all excited for. Jordan is not happy. His era, sorry, Jordan, I'm calling you out. He wants to be happy, healthy, horny. That's his 3 words of the year. And sorry, Mom. And this really put kink in his plans. So there's no work party. And it's like, so I'm going back to the freezing cold. But like at the same time, I get to spend more time. I haven't been with my kids for the last 3 days. And it's just, trying to take each thing as it comes this year and make it maybe you can't make everything a positive, but make it like something, a learning or a way.
Something.
Have something.
We're gonna make it.
But like I do think like if we do the bingo boards, if you guys want to do the bingo boards, it'll be fun to see what you guys put on your boards too.
I agree.
Because everybody puts something like a little that I've seen is, but
it's also hard to share it sometimes. Like
but I think if you share it, like that's why like the vision board, like I hung it in my office, so if when I get back, like it's gonna be behind me. And I went through it with my family because I think once you share it and you put it out there, like to the world, like
that's a good point.
You're committing it to yourself. You're saying like, I'm going to do this, kind of like your challenges. You remember you wrote it on the fridge and put it on the fridge. Everybody does it a little different, but it's hard to share. But I think it's good to share because also like there's things that other people want to do that you're like, I never even thought about that.
I want to do that.
I want to do that. Or you want to be like, I'll be your accountability partner on that. Like,
I know.
I'll do, like,
right.
We're not pregnant right now, or we're not going to be. Our husbands are in the clear.
Yeah.
But like, if you were pregnant right now and you didn't have anybody to, like, your goal was to, walk 20 minutes because you like,
right. You're
I didn't do that when I was pregnant. So like, and you want somebody to like be there with you, like that's something you can do, or like
something, right?
Make it 9 months without alcohol. Like that's a big deal. So like, put it on there when you have that baby. Like
I know. Seriously.
So like whatever it is, it's kind of cool to be able to.
That's true. I think something too that we would be remiss if we didn't mention is how organized we plan to be this year. I think one of our biggest things once Danielle booked her flights up here, I ordered those giant year calendars. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, like literally like
they're
half
huge.
your wall,
They're awesome.
And it shows every month of the year. And, Danielle travels a lot for work, for our business. And then, we are going to try to be together more, just like the more we work on podcasts, how closely we work together, day to day too. So, we already have almost your April planned.
Which was a goal. Like, I mean, think about it. That was a goal of ours. We did it.
As far as travel, the days, I mean, we run podcasts for, our company. There's help. Yeah, there's just some stuff that we're working on to coordinate it all.
And we have spouses who like have work stuff and kids. And I think
the kids' vacation, spring breaks, and like all those things.
Like, and I think the year calendar, like something you said to me, because Katie's the one who brought the year calendar up. I always order, if you never order from Plum Paper, it's like the best. It's the best. I get so excited for it. But it's the way it's set up, it's really for like your day-to-day management and like monthly management. But I think especially for someone like me with ADD, like being able to see the whole year laid out, like makes such a difference. Yeah. Because you're not thinking about, you're like, oh, I'm totally free in the month of January, but like then just February 1st, you're not. Right. So when you can lay it out that way and say, okay, like this is what this actually looks like, or if you're even trying to plan a family vacation, like
when's the right time?
Like I can't do it in the Q1. Like even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it.
And like for me too, like knowing when Ryan's breaks are and stuff like that, and like when the kids are going to be off of school and all those things, like that all unfortunately now it impacts work. Yes. And like when you don't have daycare and the kids are home, like don't plan to run a webinar that day. Like it just seems so simple, but like really laying it out like on it
in that space. Because sometimes like, we have our Cozy app, we have my Plum Paper agenda, we have all these things that are like today. Like I can look forward to next month, but like when you can see it, the whole thing, it really does like draw light to it. The one thing I want to do with it that I really do struggle with this whenever I have like, because I have the calendars on my fridge too, are color code. I'm a very I love color coding. Yeah. For my
that is the mistake we did. I don't have like fun new markers for it.
We're going to get fun.
But Sharpies work great on it. We'll link it up for everyone in case you're interested in this type of thing. If you have an office, or honestly, you could
I'm going to put it
in a cubicle if you're like at work like that.
You could put it in a cubicle. You could put it, I know we're putting it I was thinking about putting it in my office because I just got mine when I came. But I was thinking about putting it like in the entryway to my kitchen so that everybody could kind of look at it. So like when they were making plans, or sometimes my mom watches the kids a lot. And she was like, I didn't know. She does know. She did know. But only January's on the calendar. Right. And it's in February. So like when she walks by, she can kind of see, like everybody can look at it and say, is this a good time or not a good time? So I think that the organization is going to be key, because I think it makes you more... We're both organized in our own ways. Yeah. But I think it's like the organization's purpose is to get shit done and be more intentional, because I think you have all the best laid plans. Right. I mean, I don't know what everybody's routine is. I do every morning. I sit down, I write my gratitude, I do my stuff, and then like the to-do list goes out the window because 8,000 different things happen. But I feel like if I don't have a plan, my spontaneous brain sends me into a tailspin. Right.
And I'm not like in the morning sitting, but I'm usually up and I have to go.
You're already like
it's gone, but I do it at the end of the day, like before, so I know what I'm going into the next morning, like with my to-do list. Yeah. So I'll do that, but when in doubt, slap another calendar out. That helps.
Yeah, like I think we should count how many calendars we each have.
Calendars were in lists, and
but to-do lists don't always and that's something else I've learned. Like depending on your personality, like I do enjoy checking off a to-do list, but if it's too long, I get overwhelmed, and I'll do all the tasks besides the one that I really probably have to do. So I'm like, oh, I can do all these others.
That's where I'm like so interested, and we've talked about on our last podcast, if you guys listen, about like AI assistants, like you could type in your whole to-do list and put due dates, and then it will like time.
So I did try to I downloaded that human
did you? I still haven't.
Oh, hi. Like when we talked about. I haven't really used it because then I started getting panicked like about it.
Because of our hate comment.
Yeah. Which I was, if you're listening, like we get amped. We get more amped obviously about nice comments when you guys support us, but like something about a hate comment just really gets me like, I wouldn't call it, I call them hate comments, but like they are.
It's literally
like,
just someone that,
it's fine. Like that's the whole point. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion, but like sometimes our snippets get taken out of context.
Of course, because they're not somebody that's listening
to the whole thing, and that's fine. But I did get a little nervous. And then I started doing research. It actually looks like it's absolutely fine.
Well, all right. So to preface, on our last episode, we talked about AI and having an assistant on your phone. And I had said, at that point, you'd have to enable all your, apps into it to really, truly integrate how you would need to. And I had brought up how our baby cameras are on there. And like, all right, what concerns should we have? And someone had replied from that snippet where Danielle had said,
like if they want to do it, they're going to do it. Meaning, no matter like what. In our industry, like we see it, like people are just, there's good people and then there's, I hate to say it, there's bad people, but there's really smart bad people that are going to do things. And it's like the first priority of all of our lives. I think that's why we have a mom podcast, like, is to protect my kids and love my kids. But also we want to enrich their lives and have everything be organized. I don't want to miss of anything. And that was like kind of our point. But the person was like saying like, we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be opening our...
It's your job to protect them. You shouldn't even be opening. Which I like, I get it. Yeah. But then I'm like, these systems work, like they do work. There's like, I mean, so I don't know. There's no right answer. Yeah. So I didn't implement it. So I can't give, like, basically what I'm saying is I let them get to me. Our one hate. Wait till there's like 15. I can't wait. Probably talking about our boobs. Yeah, that we entered the chat. We couldn't stop laughing. We couldn't not like. And we both have our own shirts on today. We did not plan. Yeah. So we look good. We look good. Yeah. Right? We look good. I think so. Obviously. Tell us if we don't. Yeah. But I think like this episode had a purpose, but the biggest one was to announce our book club. Talk a little bit about like our goals. We'll get more specific and do some fun stuff, share with you. Sure. But every year is like the new year, like what are we going to focus on? And I think we just identified we're going to get shit done this year. You guys are welcome to the Get Shit Done chat. Yep. And I don't know why I keep saying chat. Something must have gotten in my brain. But it's cool. I like it. I'm going with it. Yeah. And the book club's one great thing to start with. The bingo card's another thing you guys can do. Sure. Or say like, screw this. Like my New Year's resolution is to commit to less crap. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. You do you, make this your year. But keep listening to us. Yeah, that's the one thing we're going to force you. But. All right. It's time for us to clock out, get Danielle on her flight back to the tundra of North Carolina, the Carolinas. But we will see you guys next time. See you next time. Bye. Bye.